Hey, Antique and Garden Showcase friends, and welcome back to the channel. Sorry about the hiccup this week. I've had a problem with one of the video clips not recording correctly and had to go back and make a few changes to that today, and hopefully this will go out Sunday. You'll be seeing it Sunday morning. Anyway, this is going to be part 2 of the showcase renovation that I've been working on. I've gotten it down to the part where all I need to do now is just make the little metal brackets to hold the glass shelves in. Other than that, it's pretty much finished, other than a little polishing and cleanup. So hope you enjoy seeing how I replaced the floor in the showcase. And here's some of these clips that are previously recorded. All right, so back to the showcase project part 2. I know this has been a bit delayed, but it is what it is this year. Anyway, the bottom of the showcase had a very bad base. Inside, somebody had used almost like a very thin, less than 1/4 of an inch flooring that had been jointed together in here. When you put something in the middle, you could see it sag and push down through. So I knew this was not original. It had been covered with some paper. It looked really bad, and I said, I would really hate to put anything nice art glass, things I want to use this case for, in this, knowing that it has an unstable bottom shelf. Of course, the bottom of this is all solid oak. It's as solid and good as can be. So you replace solid oak parts with solid oak parts. So I've got nice solid oak boards made in the USA here. I've got wide plank and I've got thinner plank, all the same thickness, just depending on what I need. I think I'm going to use more of the wider plank just to cover more surface area in here. So that's my first step in the second part of the showcase renovation, is to get a nice floor put in the bottom of the case. So it looks like 3 of the wide 5.5 inch boards side by side and 1 of the small ones, and I'm going to have to take about 1 inch off down one side to make this work. And then of course I'll have to cut them off to length to fit inside of here. But it looks like 3 big boards and 1 small one is what it's going to take to fix the inside of the showcase, which is going to leave me with a pile of lumber. But I bought this probably a couple of years ago, so there's no returning it, and that's fine. It'll be perfect for some other project that I have coming up later, I'm sure. You never know what I'm going to get into that I'll need some good oak boards. But anyway, this will be the new base for inside of the showcase. And one other thought I had, I was just looking at this case and I noticed it's got a nice open spot right here. And I think what I'll do is I'll take a hole saw and in the corner of this board put a hole in there where I can run electricity up through here, because I like to put LED strips along the inside top, because if this is going to have glass shelves and art glass, it will light it up from the top and light it all the way down. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to add that one little thing to my list of fixes. Put a small hole where I can put lighting wiring in there. All right, so as you can see, I have the new floor put into the showcase, and I've cut all the boards to length. I wish I could have shown this process, but I've literally had to do this between rain showers as usual this year. Cut them to length, and then I've slid them in. Now you can tell there's some elevation difference here. A lot of people would have probably done joinery and biscuits and put the boards together and blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing all that. I'm going to actually just tack these into the side rails, and then on the bottom, I'm going to put a cross rail in across the bottom that will secure all those down, and it will pull these even, so you'll barely see the seams between the boards. And I think that's going to be good enough. I'm going to put a honey oak finish on these, but I'm also going to lay some mirrors in there to reflect the light back up. And speaking of light, I did go ahead and use the paddle bit and put a hole in this corner so I can drop the electricity down through here and come out the back with the power cord, and put LED lighting up around the top up here so it will shine all the way through the cabinet. So this is part 2. Part 3 is going to be staining. Then I've got to make the metal rails, the cross rails, to go from brace to brace, and then it's going to be close to being finished. I cannot wait. This project, I've had this case for 2 or 3 years. I don't know how long I've had it, and I had it in storage, whatever else. It's just time for it to be put to use. So pardon my messy garage, but this is how much has gotten finished so far. So the case is all done on the inside. It's really nicely color matched. Sorry about the shadows and things, the sun and light's bad in here. But you have a nice oak floor. It's stained to match out here. Looks kind of like the old in the bottom again, which is great. And up underneath, if you can see, there are strip lights of LEDs going around, and they have a little connection here, and I'll get all this kind of tucked in, but they go down through that hole that I made in the back there, and then it'll go out the back side, and you can underneath, and then you can plug it in really easy. So yeah, this is the finished project. Thanks again for watching Antique and Garden Showcase. Glad to have you here, and if you have not liked, subscribed, and hit the bell for notifications on the channel, I would really appreciate it. Trying to grow Antique and Garden Showcase into a nice community. Thanks again. Have a great week. Bye.